You see, when it comes to communication, there are two different types. Communication type number one is competitive communication. In this type of communication, uh, whenever you're speaking, let's say you're speaking and the other party, listening party, there's a competition going on between the two of you, or there might be two individuals, or it might be applicable to groups of people. But the essence of this communication is that the point of this communication is to listen to the other person and get ready to reply based on whatever they said. So, in this type of communication, there is no intention to learn something new or for knowledge absorption. There is more like it's more like a rap battle, but in rap battle you acknowledge that that's a rap battle and that's a communication battle to show that mine is bigger than yours. But in this type of communication, it's not said so, but you have to understand that whenever the other party, and you can see it, you can observe and see this, that when you speak, the other party is getting ready to respond based on whatever you said. So it's all about showing, like, okay, you said this, I will say something even better. I will say something that will kill whatever you said. So this is I call this type of communication competitive communication. Now the second type of communication is called genuine communication. In this type of communication, the listening party is listening because they want to understand what you're saying, and they want to know something that they probably don't know. They're open to that mindset that the person who is speaking, they might be sharing something that we don't already know, or we might already know. But in this type of genuine communication, what happens is, let's say you participate in a this type of genuine communication for 15 minutes. You say something and you listen to something. What happens is both parties win because your perspectives, the horizons of your perspective, they expand, and you get to know something that you didn't know already, or you get some new insight into something that you already knew, but you gain some new perspective. And so is also applicable for the other person. So these are two different types of communication. Now, how do you know that when you are participating in, because obviously nobody is like human beings, when they communicate, they don't say like, okay, let's do this type of communication. Um, you can see this by like whenever you're speaking to someone, they might fall into one or the other category. You have to have that skill set or ability to see it, but it's not difficult. You can see it. Most people can see it. It's very transparent. It's like an open secret, like you say, but from the non-verbal cues, you can understand. The type of competitive communication happens generally in your workplace, or places in formal communication, where you're dealing with co-workers, superiors, or customers in general. In professional environments, competitive communication is more dominant and more common than the other type. Genuine communication happens when you talk to someone who already know you. So they have to have some kind of a background knowledge about you, or they know you. Maybe this is your third or fourth interaction, then this kind of genuine communication happens. Now, mind you that this type of communication you can have with the same person. You can have competitive as well as a genuine communication based on the circumstances. Depending on the situation, depending on the topic of discussion, depending on why you are discussing having that particular communication with the other party in the first place. Communication such as competitive and genuine can happen with the same person on different occasions. Um, you will often notice that whenever you meet somebody new, generally speaking, the competitive type of communication happens because the other person doesn't know you. So they generally tend to have a competitive communication. They prefer that to show like their dominance in like not really dominance in as in not consciously, but dominance when it comes to This is an unconscious process. So people tend to, by default, go into competitive communication when they don't know the other person in a better way. And the more they know you, it might be, but there's no guarantee. Again, there are different circumstances that's involved. You might have more of a genuine communication with people that you know over the years. Like the more you get to know them, the more in this genuine kind of spectrum the communication generally happens. It comes into.